All right, let's do a few more examples. There's no better way to learn than practice, practice, practice. Now, number 9 looks a little bit different. There's only 2 terms. So when we factor this, we're not going to use the whole a times c, because guess what? There is no c. If you do a times c, your constant term, there is no constant term, you're going to get 0. So we would need factors of 0 that add up to -8. And I think that pretty much makes, oh, that does kind of make sense. You could do 0 times -8, that gives you 0, and 0 plus -8. So I guess my statement was a bit false there. The a times c kind of work. But I'm going to show you what to do instead. We're going to take out a GCF. X squared and -8x. Is there something you can factor out of those two? They both have an x. And if you remember from our unit where we did GCF, you look at them and which one has the smaller exponent? Yeah, that one has 1. This one has 2. This one has 1. So what's the most I can take out and take the same amount out of both? I can only take out 1. And then now, what's x squared divided by x? You can think of it that way. X squared divided by x. Or just ask yourself, x multiplied what by what gives you x squared? X. So of the 2 x's, 1 was pulled out. Now, a -8x, you pulled out the 1 and only x, so it's just left with a -8. We have 2 factors, and we're going to use the zero product rule just like we used in the past. We're going to set this equal to 0, and we'll set our second factor equal to 0. This one's already solved, x equals 0. 0 is one of our solutions. And then x minus 8 equals 0, goes to the other side, becomes a positive. So our solutions are 0, 8, and back up to here where I said a times cb won't make any sense. I guess it kind of did because it worked out. 0, you just have to know that your one factor is x plus 0. What's x plus 0? X. And then -8, x minus 8. So you could factor it that way technically. And let's just go ahead, this is a short video, so we'll do 11 as well. Just factor out a GCF again. This time there's a number. 6 and 12. I don't think we need to use our factor key on our calculator to do this. This is a pretty low number, so we're just going to factor them ourselves. They're both even, right? So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times -6 is -12. 3 goes into those. 1 and -2. We're done because we're down to a 1. What's 2 times 3? It is 6. So we could pull out a 6. X squared and x, just like the one above, you can pull out 1x. What are you left with? 6x multiplied by what gives you 6x squared? X. 6x times what gives you -12x? Now set them both equal to 0. 6x equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. So what number, when you multiply it by 6, gives you 0? 0. What number added to -2? Or what number, when you take 2 away, gives you 0? 2. Our roots, our solutions, our zeros are 0, 2. Oh, let's just continue in the same video and we'll do number 13. This one does not have the B term in it. It is just first term and last term. Last week in class we discussed solving by square roots. I have a separate video and notes I'm going to do on that. So we're just going to go ahead and solve this one by factoring because we are solving by factoring. So we want a times c, factors of -64 that add up to 0. Now, negative 64 is one of those numbers that I've been harping on y'all, possibly trying to memorize. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. Did I get them all? Yes. These are our perfect squares. When you see one of these numbers, it could go ding, ding, ding in your head, that life just became a whole lot easier. Negative 64, it's a negative. You're going to need a plus and a minus. 64 is what? 8 squared. And what's negative 8 plus 8? It is 0 for sure. So our factors are set each one of these equal to 0. Goes to the other side. Goes to the other side. Our solutions are 8, negative 8. You also could have written that like that little plus and minus thing I taught you. Same thing. So what was this called? This is subtraction, difference, difference of squares. It is on our star formula chart. It's there to help you if you can recognize that a squared minus b squared, that you have a perfect square minus a perfect square. Your factors will just be those two numbers added together, those two numbers subtracted from each other, or variables, whatever they happen to be.